It's lunchtime, and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from Studio A in the heart of Delray Gallery, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free at 888-565-1470 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Wish I could swim like the dolphins, like dolphins can swim. Though nothing will keep us together, oh, we can beat them forever. Just for one day, I will be queen, and you will be king. For nothing will keep it together. Just for one day, and we can be heroes. Just for one day. Standing by the wall, and the guards shot above our heads, and we kissed as though nothing could fall. And the guns shot above our heads, and we can be heroes just for one day. I will be heroes. We can be heroes. We can be heroes. We can be heroes just for one day.
Directly from Studio W at the Brooklyn Cafe. Now back to Dawn and Freddie.
DJ Fit, Joe in the house.
He scares me. He comes out of the woodwork.
That is our house band of the day. That is Honeybee, starring Linda Summers and Dave, and of course, the lovely Chewy Chewbacca, her service dog. They were on our first hour, so you can check that out as well. We are starting our 1 o'clock hour with our special segment, kicking off New Year's with the birthday girl in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Anne's was yesterday. We've had Ann Dector, of course, speaker, author, entrepreneur, inspirer.
It was Anne's birthday too?
Her birthday was yesterday.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
And tomorrow we have
That's why I
Linda's
didn't get a
birthday.
Facebook or a call
I
from
didn't
my
even know.
favorite Freddie.
I didn't even know. And nobody tells me nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know, we
Well,
keep
you don't
you
watch
in the
Facebook?
dark.
Well, no, I had to work last night. I was working till 8:30 last night. And I didn't get nothing. You didn't tell me nothing.
I didn't talk to you yesterday. But
Happy birthday.
Thank
How does
you.
it feel to be 27 again?
I'm so nervous now. 27? I'll take it.
you look beautiful. You look
thank you.
happy and refreshed, and you have this, I'm afraid to say the word glow, but
I'm
this
allowed-
glow
you're allowed
about
to say
you.
a glow. You know, this whole time frame, I was just sharing this with my
You're good.
Oh, I'm good? Okay. I was just sharing this with everyone, is that this month, oh my God, this beginning of the new year, if we understood the power of what's really happening this month, if we could just bottle it, then our year would be phenomenal, amazing for the whole year of 2020. It's like everything is about the Keter, the sea level, how we start off the year. Now, do we actually sit there and consciously think about what's coming next, the new year, or do we just go into this robotic behavior of, okay, I'm going to go to a gym and start working out. I'm going to lose weight. I mean, these are the things we really think about in the new year, right? And that's why I think when you look at all the advertising, Weight Watchers, I was watching TV last night and it was really funny. The new Weight Watchers program, there's also a new program called GOLO. GOLO, they're talking about insulin resistance and all this other stuff that's going on. I'm thinking to myself, this is just so beautiful, because what this month comes to teach us is that if we're going to focus on just physical acquisitions, focusing on our body, focusing on making money and the new toys, then what's going to happen is that the month that rules Capricorn is the planet Saturn. That planet is going to come along, rip all of this false dependence on the material world to make you happy, and is going to force you to focus on a spiritual project.
Well, you talked about that, and I was reading everything.
Is that crazy?
You sent me, because we're saying, all right, so all these gifts, all this materialism, all these things we have to. Back to your first hour, talking about would you sell it or would you keep it for sentimental reasons? Do we keep acquiring stuff, and when we do, we say, you know what, it's time to connect to the spiritual side?
Well, look,
meaning what, right? Because
this month,
these are the universal truths I want people to understand.
Yeah.
You're not talking about any religion.
No.
You're not talking about one thing being greater than
I'm
another.
talking about the monotheistic universal truths that have been around for millennia. And what we learn is that this month, the month of Capricorn, there are 3 months. Now, I'm not an expert in astrology, okay? So I don't want people calling me up and saying, oh, read my sign, read my sign. No, I'm not an expert in that. I'm an expert in the universal wisdom. So we pull and we draw upon astrology as a tool so that we can rise above our limiting nature, not so that we can be in a box. So one of the things that is so powerful this month is that if we want our year to move forward in bliss, in joy, and all those good things we want, and yes, the losing weight, you can have that too, but you have to focus also is equally as important on a spiritual project. So what does that mean? Most of us, the spiritual project is the place where most of us run away from. When we're sitting with ourselves in the middle of the night, right? You ever wake up in the middle of the night and
All
you're
the
just
time.
like, right? You wake up like with the shakes and you're disturbed. Why are you disturbed? Because there's something you're not facing. There's something you don't want to look at. And what is that? Your fears, your anxieties, your feeling of lack, you're not good enough, you're feeling that I'm never going to make it, your doubt. All of that stuff. That's the stuff of nightmares. That's the stuff that keeps us up at night. And when you don't go to that place, when you try to distract and push, It just comes back, it pushes back even harder. That's the spiritual project. And some people say to me, oh, it's too much. Take on one thing. Just one thing. Don't worry about the whole universe. Look, you got problems, Dawn? You got issues?
Everyone's got issues.
You got issues, Freddie?
Nope.
You got issues?
Yeah.
I'm ignoring Freddie. Freddie's got issues.
You have
He
a
just
doll?
doesn't know it.
Okay.
Yes. You want a doll?
I bought a doll. I got a doll.
You have a mic?
You have a doll? Did she say doll?
A doll.
Yeah.
She says, I have a wand, and she has a doll. Okay.
An archetype. So to break through, to distract myself in that moment, I got a doll. It was on that 50% after Christmas
Important to
sale
know.
on the end cap at Publix. But I feel like I rescued a doll, little purple island little doll. And so I use it, and I find that I'm not waking up disturbed. I'm finding that it reminds me of being safe and comforted, and I'm able to manifest more positive. Every day is much better for me since I've had the doll 3 days.
You
But-
might
but
be
okay.
onto
And
something
the
there.
wand
An
would
emotional
Well, let me-
support
Well, we also
doll.
have Linda Emery with us.
It might be an emotional support doll. I'm surprised somebody hasn't thought of that sooner.
I'm
Well,
going
let
to
me-
buy an American Girl doll now.
But let me ask a question. And the reason I tell you no, I don't have issues, there's a reason. Everybody has an issue, right? Everybody.
Freddie, I have to say this. I'm going to get a little tough on you in the new year. I've decided.
Because she
that
wasn't tough on you before.
I just, actually, Freddie, as long as we're alive and breathing, we got something to work on.
What?
The minute
But that
we're
wasn't the
6
question.
Well, what was the question?
You
Do
said
I have
you have
an
an issue.
That's issues is things you have to work on.
Hold on. You see,
I'm really
but that's your definition. That's not mine.
Okay, so what's
if
your
you ask
definition?
me a question, I'll give you my answer.
So what do you think an issue is?
For me, I don't even know what an issue is. I don't have an issue. I'm going to tell you why. My father told me, and we've said this time and time again on the show, life is simple. When you go out the door, you make it complicated. And there's only one thing that your brain will do, will make everything an issue. Breathing, eating, living. I don't need it. I've had it, I've lived it. It cost me lots of things in my life.
Let me ask you this. I'm a certified life coach, and in my groups, I say name 5 tolerations, and every person's able to name 5 tolerations that they're simply putting up with that they'd rather not do. Either my wife, I don't really like her cat laying with us at the bottom of the bed, but she loves the cat, or whatever my
That's a good
my
statement.
husband, we'll put the toilet paper going this way instead of that way,
That's
but it's a
good.
toleration.
Yes.
So do you have 5 tolerations?
That's a nice spin.
Yeah, a lifetime of
She's very smart.
tolerations,
Yes,
right?
I do. I don't like people that are selfish. I don't like people that are self-centered. I don't like things that are created by groups of people to take advantage of others. I hate manipulations, and I can't stand a bully.
So you're a hero.
I'm not a hero. I'm just answering
Yeah,
her question.
He's a hero.
No, those are things he simply tolerates in life.
That's
Why?
right.
Why a hero? These are the things, and we've talked. I feel like every time we have a show, you and I have talked about it during that day. And as things grow and they
Because
evolve,
I knew she was coming. I knew Anne was
you
coming.
knew Anne was coming.
I think he's a hero
Why do you think he's a hero?
because he's standing up. In my humble opinion, that anybody who stands up for what they believe in is a hero. Who stands up and authentically speaks their truth is a hero. And I think the rest of this universe needs to be a hero. Everyone needs to stand up for what they believe in, for what they know is true and honorable. And you are honorable, Freddie. You
I
are.
try to be.
As we change, we're going into 2020, and people are stepping into their power. They're standing up for their authenticity, and all of a sudden now you look like you've changed. But have you changed, or are you now just sharing and expressing who you are?
Look, as long as you're sharing and expressing who you are for the betterment of humanity, for a cause, to make an impact, then go for it. But if it's going to be about being selfish and taking, then, people are going to smell. I say if it smells like crap, it's usually crap.
But how
pretty
much
much.
of it could be faking sincerity for the new year? And then, look, I've turned over a new leaf, and that's short-lived at best.
Yeah.
Because it's not real?
Right.
You mean something called purity of heart.
There you go.
A lot of
In
people.
your better words, yes.
I find a lot of people in the new year, they make these resolutions, right? I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And then comes along what I call the bad guy, that consciousness in the universe that's all about making us fail. And we just lose our mojo. We just lose it, and it just falls to the wayside. So how much more powerful and important would it be if we could focus on a spiritual project, take ourselves on, whether we've got issues with what did you call it?
The cat at the foot of your bed?
No,
The toleration.
the tolerations.
Yes.
You know, pick one of those tolerations that is just driving you nuts. I guess at that point it wouldn't be a toleration.
No, then it would be an obsession.
the
which,
image.
you know.
Something that's driving you
Yeah.
crazy. And just work on that if it means that you're insecure, if it means that you are not, if you're very selfish, or if it means that you don't focus on what's important, whatever it means, pick one and focus on a spiritual project. Because if you don't, if you think that the new year is just about your body and getting in shape, then you're going to be whammed. I mean, this is the month for whamming.
Well, let me ask you, why is this month so important to set the New Year's? I was at a party yesterday, and they were talking about next New Year's. And next New Year's, we're going to do this. And this woman says, no, I need to have this year go slowly. I need to enjoy this and the whole process of the year. Why is this month so important?
Because this month you have influences in the universe, okay? You have spiritual influences, energetic influences. So if you really take yourself on, look, it's not easy to create and do a spiritual project, because that means you have to look inside at the things that hurt, that you don't like about yourself. So you need the support, you need the assist, and that's the assist you're going to get this month. So either work with the energy that's in the universe or fight it. It's up to you.
Right.
You know, this is a world of free choice.
Well, then, in that point, then, can you say that if you're feeling good about yourself, that it makes it a whole lot easier to understand where you want to go, spiritually where you're at, if you want to lose weight, if you want to feel healthier, if you want to help somebody else for a change?
Yeah, that would be great, right?
Because, you know, I saw the TV show Evil last night. They ran a 3-4 hour marathon. I don't know what it was. And what I saw it last night. You ever seen the show?
No, just
Well-
by the name alone, it's not my thing.
Well, it talks about the fine line between being possessed and psychopath, you know, and mental behavior, because it's very similar. It's scary what they point out. And they're talking about how the world is getting out of control because social media allows evil now to connect. When it's all over the place, when people are all over the place, there's an energy of evil, again, that's the show, are everywhere. It's one thing, but when it begins to unite, it creates a hand, and all of a sudden the hand turns to a punch, and now you see the effects of what's happening. Look what's happening in New York in the Jewish community.
That was horrible.
I mean, come on now.
You're right.
And I'm not even Jewish, but this is just
But
ridiculous.
this is, again, one of those humanity universal truths. It doesn't matter.
But
what
humanity,
religion it
since
is.
the time of Hitler, since that time and before,
Before that.
and Catholics were hung upside down too when Christ was around, the whole nine. But the bottom line here is that you want to sort of isolate and maybe feel good about yourself. That's the biggest change. And then I need to ask, how do we get there and stay there? I love getting there, but how do we stay there?
You know, when you get there,
Good point.
what's going to happen, okay, you're going to get there. You're going to get there through a lot of hard work. So if anybody thinks in the new year, in any year, that life is a free-for-all, I'm sorry. Nothing happens without hard, consistent work. How many years are you on the air now?
4.
4 years.
Okay.
And what have you seen in those 4 years?
Write
This
a
is
book.
the product. But yes, it takes work. Day
And
in,
consistency,
every
right?
day you show up.
Every day, beautiful. So that's number one, tip number one for 2020. Show up in your life. Imperative. It doesn't matter what you do, show up, okay? And number 2, know. You gotta know this. In the beginning, we were talking in the beginning of the year how life is a war. Tip number 2, know that there are always gonna be issues, challenges.
Battles.
You gotta fight them. And you gotta know that every time you achieve a certain level, you're gonna be challenged to climb even higher. Coasting is not an option. So that's why what's happening this month is there's this internal push to create. That's one of our God-given attributes, creation. So tip number 3, stay in the creation mode. always be creating, whether you're creating a new you, creating, and if you're creating a business or something material, make sure that you say how evil is connected. Make sure that your new creation is connected to making an impact for good. These are such powerful things. If you just follow these, what did we just say? Can we have a recap? Tolerations. What did we just say? We said tip number 1 was
Show up.
Show up. Tip number 2. Oh my God, I don't even
Tip
know what
number
I'm
3
saying
was
when I
to
speak.
create.
No, that was number 3, to create. And number 2 was life is a war. Go to war.
Yep.
And number 3, to stay in creation for impact.
For the
Here's another
positive
thing.
good.
Here's another thing I think is a fun project that I would tell my clients. I just moved from Orlando, so this was up there. But right now, at the beginning of a new decade, plot out for yourself what you'd like to see happen during the decade. So much we look back at and we go, God, since 2000, this happened to me, this happened to me, and you make yourself a victim. You know, well, maybe if you start off a new decade and say, I'd like to go to the Kentucky Derby, even if it's to wear a fancy hat, you know, but just say to yourself some of these things. It's not so much a bucket list.
I like
And
that because I don't even want to think about the problems because you start considering yourself you're a victim.
did we say?
I don't want to be a victim.
Yeah.
Now I have a different question.
Okay, go.
You guys are leading the pack and you're comfortable in your skin and you know because I started the New Year Eve asking a question: are you the best at what you do?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no room for second best. If you're second best, you're last. Isn't that the movie? Right? Then the question I have is, you're the best, and you have to walk that fine line because everybody watches what you do. You can't slip up. The pressure, are you putting more pressure on yourself or is the world putting more pressure on you?
I'm a human, and I was born and created to fall, to fail, to pick myself back up, and try again. So I tell all of the people I work with, do not put me on a pedestal, because that's not what I am. I am not perfect. I am a work in progress.
Do you think there's a difference? And I only ask you this. I was watching Netflix, Mrs. Maisel, Maisel,
Oh, yeah.
and in the beginning, and then you're going back a lot of years, right? She said it's okay for men to fail. I failed. I lost the money. I'm really
Here it
sorry.
comes.
No, this is a
I hear where the
question.
move-
Is it the same? I mean, now we're in a different time. This took place back in 60s, right? So now, obviously, we're in 2020. Is it different for women to fail? They feel differently than for a man to fail.
I think so.
Is it
I
different?
hate to say it, and if my mother, the feminist, was watching me, she'd kill me. So I think so.
Why?
Because men, when they come to see me, you know, it's really funny. I love it because they come in and they tell me all the time, everything is great, everything is going wonderful. My kids, my this, my that, my business, everything is thriving. So I say, why are you here? Because men have an ego. Men, it's all about and this is just generalities, Freddie. Don't feel like we're like attacking you.
You're
No,
an
no, no,
anomaly. We know that.
I don't have any problem with
Okay.
saying that. That's
So
a
they
method.
feel that how they determine their success is through their bank accounts. So if they're not making enough money, then they get really down on themselves and they don't see value, the same value like a woman might see a lot of value in building a beautiful home with very healthy, stable children. There's a lot of value in that, but you can't put a money tag on it. So I say yes, but I think more and more women are starting, look, we want to create. We like that feeling. It's intoxicating. It's not about, I'm trying to take our conversation to another level. It's not just about making money. It's the whole process that goes into the creation of it. And again, if you can create it, connect it to an impact that you want to make, there is such an amazing feeling, and that's what I'm seeing in the business world more and more, is that it's all about making that impact. So in 2020, who do I need to be in order to make that impact?
So are we talking about transforming the world, transforming bigger than us, right? Because you want to make an impact. We want to create for not just the good of us. We don't create this just for you and I. We create this for you, for them, for whoever wants to come through our doors is why we open our door and we create what we create. So are we looking at creating for the betterment? So instead of evil connecting on social media, we can now have the empowerment of good and kindness and love. I know it sounds hokey, but you know what?
Hokey works for me.
Why are we not looking to grow this connection? Why are we looking to grow the other?
Well, it's funny because number one, money isn't part of the equation.
That's not even for your anything.
It's not. I think that, it's like tea or fine wines. There are ingredients that make that substance up. And in here is a giant vat of creation.
Yes.
There are pieces in here, kids, television, the shows, Ann comes along. You have Linda comes along. We have people that come in here all day long. Hey, Captain, I mean, there's a poster child to success sitting over there.
Oh.
Hector's been with us since the beginning. You add all these ingredients up, and you get a cup of fine wine. But the bottom line here is you got to bring it. You got to have a little something to feel that you can. So if you start at the beginning of the year, to answer your question, you got another 12 months to get it right.
But you talked about the energy of Capricorn and why this is back to where we started on the energy of the week. Why this month, as difficult as it is so imperative to do what needs to be done.
Well,
so
let
I
me
just
ask
want you to
you a
recap
question.
that before we
Okay.
go to commercial.
So the question I have for you is, do you move? Do you create if you don't have anything pushing you?
Yes,
I do.
You do?
I do.
I
That
push myself. Yeah.
you push yourself.
I'm an
okay,
Aries.
beautiful. So
First of all, let me tell you something. I don't know what took her so long to answer. Dawn is like a whirlwind. She pushes and pushes, and she doesn't know what she's doing, and she keeps pushing. And everything you see here is because Dawn says, well, what do you think? And it's all about the delivery, which is what we're going to go to commercial, but I wanted to ask you, because your delivery is important. When you ask a question of something you want to resolve, is that better than to say, I think you should do it this way? Is that a better approach?
how about if we talk about that when we come back from?
Why don't we do that?
Why don't we do that?
Actually, speaking with Ann, you can email Ann at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. You can also find her website at AnnShoshanaDechter.com. Stay tuned, and you are the feature sponsor of the Gazette, of our Cafe Press that went out today.
They went out today.
It went out today.
Went out today.
Oh, I have
Stay
to see it.
tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
If you have a business you want to share, ideas you want to be heard, and events you want to be known, then amp them up on Amp It Up, our new online radio station. We want your voice to be heard, so spread the word on Amp It Up. Contact us at 866-224-5422 for more information. Let's amp it up.
Dr. Lee of Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic with the PhD in neuroscience. Her practice in acupuncture helps hormone balancing, total relaxation, diabetes, and inflammation. For additional questions or to schedule a free consultation, call Boca Raton Acupuncture Clinic at 617-817-1910. Acupuncture and Chinese herbs are very effective in treating many ailments and diseases and have been used for thousands of years in China. Call today for your free consultation at 617-817-1910.
Sometimes you need to shake things up a bit, to be a little adventurous, to make your meals pop. Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters has that special ingredient. That little bit of adventure in a bottle to take your dinner to the next level. So take a leap and try one of Don Pablo's fresh roasted specialty coffee meat rubs on your beef, chicken, or pork. You'll never go back to boring again. Go ahead, rub it on your meat.
As we age, our stem cells decline in their ability to heal our bodies. Imagine a patch that could activate your stem cells and reset them to a younger, healthier state. No supplements, nutrients, or drugs enter your body. Activate your stem cells with this patented phototherapy. Benefits include the support of wound healing, rapid pain relief, increased energy, better sleep, reduced stress, sharper mental focus, and an overall feeling of youthful vitality. When you're at your best, you experience the world differently. Contact us at 561-929-1627. For a free consultation to help you feel your best, activate your own stem cells with this affordable patented phototherapy. Call today, 561-929-1627.
You don't ring the bell
I'm
either.
not a big bell person.
You're not a big round.
I'm just not a big bell
You're
person.
so, you know.
If I wear them, it's a whole other thing. So when you walk, it's like a natural kind of jingle.
That's it, no bell feet.
Like a cat.
No bell feet.
Like a cat bell. That's why I need a collar with a bell.
Do you know something? I looked in a bag that's been tucked away for 8 years. This is when Sarah went to Georgia. She went to college. And I saw in this bag a shirt that was from the ADL, you know, with the big yellow. And I said, holy smokes. So I ended up wearing it because of what happened in New York. And she had the same group at Georgia.
No Place for Hate.
But no place, she was part of it.
Well, that's
We
how
didn't
had-
even know.
That's how we had Jackson on with us yesterday.
Well, she didn't
2 days
even
ago.
know. She says, oh, wow, that's the same shirt. I says, yeah, this one's yours. She says, yeah, I used to belong to that. What
It's
are the
time
chances?
to bring that again forward. And I know Ann Capricorn's rough, but see, here's the thing I don't understand, and it's just who I am. Why can people why is there so much attention to the hate in the world? These crimes that are happening, horrific doesn't even sum it up as a word.
I
right?
think-
Why are we spending so much time on that versus this transforming for the good, for giving back, to repairing the world?
Because I keep talking about the good guy. Imagine those old cartoon characters, the white angels sitting on the right shoulder, the red little devils sitting on the left shoulder.
Of course.
And that little red devil, we call him the bad guy, is with you. It's basically, the Holy Wisdom talks about, he's sitting there waiting at the opening, at the birth canal, as soon as you're born, ready to attach himself to you so that you fight your whole life to make sure that this good guy has a voice. And that's what we talk about all the time. We need to have a voice for good, to create an impact. But this bad guy has been with you since you've been born. And the monotheistic Holy Wisdom talks about how the good guy is dormant, in stasis, until we are 12 and 13. 12 for a girl, 13 for a boy, which coordinates with bar and bat mitzvah. And then it gets turned on, wakes up, and imagine this little red devil that's been with you since you're born. It's got muscles. It's been working you. It knows every single one of your nuances. It knows every single button to push, right? How to get not the best out of you, the worst out of you, right? Then you have this little angel waking up, and it's creepy, and it's weak, and it's gangly, and its muscles are they're not even muscles, they're just like skin and bones. And it's gotta work so hard. It's like, I'm here now, I'm awake, I'm alive, do good, be good, make an impact, watch what you say, speak for good, care, love, share, create. And this devil is going, really? take what you want, do what you want, when you want, without care or thought to the pain and suffering you cause yourself, others, the world. I don't care. I got the muscles. I'm stronger than you. I reign supreme. It takes a while. That's why the teenage years are so tricky, because it takes a while for this good guy to really pump up those muscles and to start whispering in our ear and saying, no, 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 no. You don't steal. You don't cheat. You don't have indiscriminate sex. You don't lie. You just don't do that stuff. It's not good for you. And that's why, since we're born, it's a training ground so that we can do good. It's a friction. It's a pressure. If you lived, it's just the way the universe is. I'm sorry. Don't shoot me. You can disagree all you want, but it's not me delivering this message. So you can fight it all you want. You can just succumb and say, so many people just say, you know what, I can't, it's so strong, it's bigger than me, I'm just going to give up and I'm just going to go with the flow.
Well, then we have to do a better job. There's a collective we of empowerment and doing what we do, need to do a better job at bringing these kids forward, which is what my purpose is doing with this Kids Network at a younger age.
They need to know.
At a younger age, you need to say, you know what, make that positive impact. Don't wait till you're in your 40s or 50s.
No, you can't. Because by then it's too late. And one of the things...
we're never too late.
Well, okay, it's never too late. Thank you for
we're
reminding
never
me
too
that.
late,
We're
right?
never too late.
But talk
it's
about that for a
easier.
second. When
it's
someone
easier.
says it's too late for me, I'm 50, whatever, there's nothing left in my
No,
life.
not
Is
true.
it too late?
Never too late. It's called tshuva. The holy language calls it tshuva. It's you get back to brass tacks. You go back to the beginning. You reconnect with your true self, and you start over again. And the minute you make that decision, we go back to the pointers. You go to war. You show up. You go to war. You focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Then you get all the assist in the world to move forward with the good guy as your partner.
So when people hire you, whether it be for corporate trainings, individual, your online coaching, what are you working with? What is your goal? What are they?
Look, the first thing I do when I work with people is everyone wants to know, what is their purpose? How do I make an impact? Because I think everyone's coming to the place where just making money and acquiring physical toys is not enough. In the beginning, it's great, it's wonderful, but after a while, like I always say with that new car, you buy that new car and you tell the kids, don't be eating in my new car. And 2 seconds later, the pizza's in there, the chips, the cookies, everything's in there, right?
Yes.
I mean, we've all done it as mothers. So how do we know what our purpose and how to make an impact? Because that's what gives us true, long-lasting and enduring fulfillment. But we don't know how to connect to that self, that part of us, because that part is with our source. So how do we connect to source? First, we have to know what our tikkun is, what our correction is, what we're here to do on this earth. And then when we own that and work with that, we connect that. So we connect that to our, like the evil, God forbid, we connect that to our purpose and our passion and making an impact. Then you connect. Once you know what your tikkun is, you own it. Why I'm here, then you connect it to a source of impact and empowerment, and then your whole life just flies. And when you awaken that in someone, whether it's your employees, whether it's yourself, whether you're the boss, when you can make that connection between your purpose, your passion, and connect that to empowerment and impacting the world, sky's the limit.
It's funny, Tiffany, you said that when we were at commercial break about finding your purpose. Tiffany's birthday's next week, so she's a Capricorn also. And
my dog is, I hate to
dog's a
say it,
Capricorn
well,
also?
she's born also on Tiffany's birthday.
Tell us what you were saying
I don't think she
about finding your purpose, why
It
it's
was-
been this path for you.
Oh, it was poetic that my birthday's in January, and I'm a Capricorn, and she has the lead. I think her birthday precedes mine, but her message of Saturn showing up and making that shift, because Saturn is war planet, and also it just happens to be at the beginning of the year, or maybe it doesn't just happen. This is the.
But you talked about purpose.
Oh, there's a home health, purpose, and passion, or home health, purpose, and community. And my purpose is to, spiritually awaken, to continue to carry. But my conversation wasn't really about my purpose. Oh, the purpose right now, Dawn more so is poised through her purity and the message and what happens and transpires here and is delivered to receive and to lead what the Saturn, what the Capricorn is now poetically processing.
War
us
with
through.
Capricorn. And Linda,
So what you've done for us is the example of how to receive this orthogonal, this shift of dimension or energy or what's happening without choice, because it's consider it done.
Yeah, you're right, there is no choice. It's happening to us whether we want it or not. The only choice we have is how are we going to handle the pressure during this month? Are we going to use it to create for good, make an impact, or are we going to fight back by distracting, hiding, and being asleep? Weren't we talking about that just
talked
recently?
about that this morning. I told you this as well. See, we always have these conversations before they come on the show. That I said people just seem the past 2 days, and it's not because you drank too much, that they're just not awake. They're asleep. There's just this zone of
Zoning
nothing.
out.
There's just this zone, this layer of, I feel like the poppy fields, right? They're walking in this zone and no one's stepping up. Everyone's already complaining, and it was January 1st. I'm like, how can you be complaining already?
Yeah, but maybe
Maybe it's me.
Maybe
I
it's
don't
you.
know.
Right? No, it isn't. Maybe it is you. You know, when you're awake,
Oh, wait.
everybody
Did
else
you
is
just
asleep.
say it is gone?
It is. It is. It is anybody who feels that way in my world, because welcome to the club.
I want to go. There's things to do. There's no time to be sleeping.
But that's
the puppy
because
fields.
now you see things differently.
Yes.
You know, when you're in a world, I mean, Anne gets up in the morning and she's there, and then everything around her
Keeps going.
And you ever notice things in your life go in slow motion?
And
when
everything else
something
around you, right.
When something tremendous happens in your life, everything slows down. I remember when I won the championship game with Freddie, I look around and I see people dancing and they're moving in slow motion. I said, what the hell is this? Everything changes. Everything.
It's the craziest
But it
thing.
isn't dumb.
It's me.
It's you.
Of course it
You
is.
see, the problem is that we are a society that believes logic has to have a reason. And if you don't have logic, it's like they say the signs have an answer to everything. Because in real life, sometimes things don't happen over and over again. A miracle doesn't happen but once. So is it less of a miracle?
Look,
I think miracles happen every day.
It depends on the way
Your
science looks
definition
at
of a
it.
miracle.
Yes, it depends on how science says. Science says you has to repeat more than once for it to be out of the logic and into a miracle stage. Something has to have no explanation for it to be a miracle.
but we don't
The
want
same
things.
miracle? Does it have to be the same miracle, or just
Consistency.
miracles have to repeat?
Well, let's say that you die and you come back to life. You're only going to come back once, right?
Gisetta.
Gisetta. There you go. So is
That's
that a
the
miracle?
urban
Or
Jesus.
they'll tell you, no, I'm going to explain to you how that happens. And scientifically, this is what they did on the show. They explained this lady came back to life.
We don't want miracles to repeat themselves. We want new miracles.
But that's why it's called a miracle.
But we want new ones. Every day we want to create because we're creators. So every day we want to create new miracles. We don't want to recreate old miracles.
Anna, but the problem is the definition. Okay, faith. F-A-I-T-H.
Faith.
Faith.
Emunah.
What did I say?
You said
It
faith.
sounded like fate, but
I know, I have
and
this.
once you spelled
my
it,
English is
made
very
so
But
much
sexy.
now he spells it for
My
us. so we
English
know
is
what
very
he's
Yeah,
saying.
sexy.
I know, right?
I have a Puerto Rican accent. Faith. The reason it's faith is because you can't hold it. Because you can't see it. Because you can't explain it. That comes from with you to believe that I can walk to the other side without a bridge.
You can explain it when you do an inventory, a self-inventory. You sit there, this whole past week for me, because as I'm going into my birthday, the whole universe is going into self-reflection.
A new year,
It's a
yeah.
new year, and you feel it energetically. It's like pounding on me. Oh my God, it's like I couldn't function basically. I wanted to rest, I wanted to self-reflect. I didn't follow my normal routine of behaviors because there was such a heaviness of, ooh, I gotta move through this. I gotta take a look at what's going on. The whole universe was doing it as they prepared for 2020.
I'm going to show you how to sleep holding a cup of coffee.
No, I sleep
in a chair with
really
your eyes
good,
open.
Freddie. I sleep
Oh, that would
really
freak
good,
me
thank
out
God.
if I woke up and saw you sleeping with your eyes open.
I do that.
We need to be awake, Freddie, this year.
Well, tell people how they can get a hold of you.
How you get
All right.
awake?
So how do you get awake? First of all, you show up when you're awake. Should we go over this list of tools that we
Well,
were
no, I
talking
want-
about?
actually, I
Show
want-
up, or
How do people get a hold of you?
Okay. Oh, like in
Like
the physical
literally,
How to
world?
find you.
literally,
Physical
in the
world?
physical
Jeez
world.
Louise. See what I
In the
mean?
physical world, how do they find
funny.
Anne Shoshana
We
Dector?
need to wake and today.
Go to
this
war.
All right, so
year.
in the physical world,
Yes.
if you want to connect heaven and earth, physical and spiritual, you get me by emailing me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. And when you do that, I will put you into my my email list where you get the Energy of the Week newsletter that goes out every week. And I am also in 2020 very happy to connect with you and offer you a complimentary discovery session to see if we can work together with yourself, your employees, so that everyone can have the opportunity to wake up, connect their passion and their purpose so that they can make an impact, so that everyone's bottom line, whether you're a business, you can create unified corporate communities, increase your bottom line. If you are an individual and you want to take yourself to your next level, come on, let's do it. 2020, the world's waiting.
Well, we're going to be changing.
That sounds good.
We're going to be changing the theater is going to go, is being transformed as we speak, because we are actually going to have, why are you handing me
I'm
papers?
passing you a note. Can you give that to Hector, please?
Okay. And the interesting thing is that we are going to set up a little stage back there, and there are going to be chairs, and we're thinking about having some tables as well, because I think that once you start inviting people to the stadium.
I would, you know what? I'm just thinking about it. You know what would be really cool?
What would be really cool?
You know what would be really
What
cool
would be
is
really
that I could do once a week an Energy of the Week lecture or seminar here, and people can just stop in,
Well, why
have
didn't I
a
think
cup
of
of
that?
coffee. Why didn't you think about that,
Why didn't I
Freddie?
think about that?
I mean,
Tickets at the door.
tickets at the door.
Come on in. Come on into the
And
theater.
we're going to create a jacket, a playbill, and inside that jacket will be the different events that we're going to be doing. And there's a number of events of people and everything else that are coming. So, yes, that's a good idea.
That's a good idea. So we
I didn't
can
think about that.
we can take all of our collective energies, put it together with good, make an impact, and do our own to best effort to heal the
I
world.
like that. And we're also going to take in a remote because, and Linda's new to the show, we go on remote and
I
take
know.
this
I've
as
seen
well.
the website and Facebook where you've all been, and all of the nice compliments people have written.
All lies,
well,
but
thank
thank you very
Yes.
much.
That's not true. We do a lot.
You do a lot
We
of
really
remotes, yeah.
we walk the walk. People may not like the walk we're walking, but we're walking it. Not only do we talk it, we do it, we feel it. And Tiffany knows it's my passion, it's yours, or we wouldn't create this place that we create day and night.
And there's new places that we're visiting here in the area because we're new to Boca. We've only been here 7 weeks. And everybody knows about the show and they want us to put the shows out there. So you go to a place like the Grill or you go to different places, Jupiter Donuts, and you have people come in and have a cup of coffee, and yeah, that's what you do. And you put things
You
like
have a
this.
conversation. You know, we live in such a world. I'm so amazed at this technological world that we live in, that with all of it, we should feel more connected, closer together. But I've never seen so much isolation, so many people living in their own little boxes, that we're losing. Guys, we got to connect, come together, let's learn together, talk together.
So I had this epiphany last night or today. You know why? But New Year's, this is my opinion, so you can write to me. It's because we use the word resolution. And that's an individual thing that we want to work on for us. This is, to me, we need to shift the word. It's not about the resolution, it's about making a positive change for the world. So resolution, in my opinion, we're looking inward. What are we
Inwards.
changing for us? Why are we not taking that outwards and sharing that and walking our purpose and sharing it with the world to make change instead of the resolution inward?
What does
That was
resolution
just
mean?
what I thought.
Resolving a problem?
Your problem.
Right, so you're saying I have a resolution.
I can't make a
I have to
resolution to
resolve.
change anything with you.
No,
I
no,
can
I'm
only
saying,
with me,
I'm
right?
saying, like, and I said this to your daughter when she wrote New Year's resolution. I told her not to put the word resolution because of that problem. It's delivery. It's about deliveries. How you deliver yourself.
But
If you put
everyone
yourself down
says
that way.
they're going to make their New Year's resolution, right? Lose weight, do this, better
So
health.
I'm going to challenge everybody with this. I'm going to put it out there. Here's a New Year's commitment,
Okay, I like that.
okay? When you're busy focusing outward, when you're busy taking care of others, guess what? The
You're
universe,
neglecting yourself.
the universe takes care of you.
Oh, thanks, universe.
The universe takes care of
Now,
you.
can you trust that? Because
I-
Linda made a good point.
I can trust that because there's a little bit of a nuance. We have to also exercise discernment in this process.
I'm gonna throw a curveball at you.
Okay.
He's
Dude,
going
what
to do
about-
that.
Where's my
But
man?
Linda, I'm
Where's my
gonna-
cat? Watch it.
Linda, but I'm going to go exactly where you went because a lot of people, especially women, even though that has changed in the last 3 or 4 years, it has changed. People feel that they lose themselves. Sometimes you give up too much of yourself. What was it your friend said? Give away my power. And yada yada and some more yada. My sister, I love my sister. Me and my sister have always been down to earth. She would never tolerate, never, anybody talking to her that way. And I learned, you got to respect the house. And my world, my mother was the house. So what do you do when you feel you've given up too much of yourself?
It's called discernment. You need to learn, and that's one of the things I work with people. It's so important to understand where to set the boundary with love, with dignity. It's time. We're in an era this year, if I can categorize or classify what we really need to work on communally and globally, it's all about making an impact with boundaries.
I hate that word, but okay.
Yeah, you do.
Why?
Boundaries or
Yes.
impact?
Boundaries. He
Boundaries.
hates the word
Try to
boundaries.
figure-
Make
Boundaries.
an impact with boundaries, meaning
Hang in
everything
there with me,
has to
Linda.
be
Hang in
done.
there, baby.
All right, so then making an impact in balance. Is that better?
That's much better.
Is that better?
You know why I don't like
I
boundaries?
hope you're writing your notes down.
You know why I
You
don't
are?
like
Hope you are.
You know why I don't like boundaries? Because boundaries is like that resolution word.
Yeah.
You know, why is it that it's so easy to beat ourselves up, always put ourselves in a box, always say we ain't good enough? Why is it we always measure the glass half empty or half full? What about overflowing the damn
And her
glass?
notes are highlights of today.
Okay, I love it. Impact with balance. That's
Well,
what
you're,
we're
you
going
know,
to do.
and another thing, you're a very powerful woman. You've come. You don't procrastinate. You don't say I'm the best. I put me in. You don't. But the bottom line here is that everybody that comes to meet you, in my short experience of knowing you, says that you're a very powerful woman. You're not somebody to mess with. And sometimes you got to have a little bit of that fear in order to get attention, not to manipulate people. It's a big difference.
Because you know
Big
what?
difference.
I don't have, this is another tip. Maybe we should write this
Write it
down.
down, 'cause when
Okay.
you,
I got all these
you know what happens when Ann leaves here? She does her video blog.
Right.
So I want to give you your notes so you can recap your show.
So the,
Need stenotap or someone taking
And
shorthand
take
right
notes.
here
In my
on the-
spare time, I'm going to take notes, print it out.
Stenotap.
A stenotap, yeah. Shorthand. We're going to read
Stenographer?
Stacey Mandel.
well, all of
yes.
this is channeled. I hope you know that. I have no idea
did
what
that?
I'm
The
saying.
big word.
I have no idea.
It's
It
too
just
hard
comes
for me.
out.
I'm a DJ.
The,
No offense.
what's in,
Yeah.
I've just lost myself in this whole conversation.
I'm sorry.
But you're
I lost myself in my
I
own
heard
head.
letters. I heard letters. Say.
Cross-talking, not allowed at AA, by the way.
You're not
I
allowed
mean,
on the
I've
radio,
heard-
this cross-talking.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, focus? Okay,
So you were
focus.
channeling.
Okay, I was channeling, right. Oh, so what came up was agenda.
Good job.
Power. Where does power come from? It is from knowing what your agenda is. And what's my agenda? I'm very clear. It took me years to become clear. And this is another thing I go into businesses and I help people become very clear on what their
clear.
business's agenda is, what their focus is. So what is my agenda? I'm here to share wisdom that will heal the world. That's it. That's my agenda. So when people
It's
meet
it's a small, tall order.
but that's what I'm all about. When I open my mouth, that's what I filter through. I filter through that agenda. I'm not here for whether Freddie, I couldn't care less if you liked me or didn't like my message.
That's a good
There
truth.
you go.
You
That's a
know,
good
I
truth.
couldn't care less. I'm not here to impress anybody. I have an agenda. I have been learning this wisdom for 25 years. I have something to say, and if I'm not going to say it, then you know what? Who's going to be in control, the good guy or the bad guy?
Gotcha.
I've made a choice in my life. I've made a decision that my good guy is the one I'm talking through.
So if somebody said you're the Antichrist for all the wrong reasons, I wouldn't even pee you off, right? It wouldn't get you upset, nothing. Wouldn't bent you. You just say, okay, thank you very much, and move on.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah.
That's a bell, baby.
Oh, yeah. I'll bell you.
That's a bell.
I said nothing when that happened yesterday. I don't even know if anyone else heard it, but I was like, wow.
Well, you know, some people just, sometimes you gotta put them in their place, and sometimes they think they know their
And then
place.
sometimes I leave it to the universe and God to take care of what needs to be taken
And then
care of.
sometimes you just got to open up your mouth and speak universal truth and not be afraid of the ricochet.
You know how Puerto Ricans handle it?
How?
My brother used to say to me, you either get or be God. That's as simple as it is, because water is wet. So you either get or be God.
And that's the judgment. That's what we can expect this year. So people, open your mouth. speak truth for good, make an impact for good, and don't worry about any of the backlash.
I like to
because-
make it the commitment versus the internal resolution, because when you make an impact to heal the world and walk your purpose, those internal resolutions will resolve themselves, I think, on their own.
So, Linda, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Into the craziness.
You walked right into this whole thing.
I love it. Thanks for having me, or at least letting me come in. I think it's very colorful.
We
and
wanted
fun.
to throw something at you, and you got to see a little coquito, and
I
this
love
side, the
that.
brass
That it's
side,
got
and
like
everything
peppermint
between.
in it.
Yes.
It's-
And then Chelsea, ain't no peppermint.
I know. Oh, really?
Ain't no
It's a little bit
So I know that it's
before,
like
yeah,
an
a little
eggnog-ish.
That's 161, 181
Oh
rum.
my God.
Yeah, a little extra lead in that one.
Little extra lead.
Yeah, I'll lick my schmacks on that one. Take that home with me.
Schmacks.
So welcome to our show. Welcome
you.
to South Florida.
Well, thanks. Yes, I moved down from Orlando, but honestly, I grew up here. I got my radio start at Piper High School. So I'm just going to show you some history in hair. Okay, some that have never
History
been
in hair.
some that have never been put in pictures. This was Y100.
I remember
Local-
Y100 back in the day. Are those
Local
8 tracks?
radio station. That was like, yeah, well, those were called carts.
Y100 still on the air?
I know it's still on the air, but I was 16 when I went on first. But first, I was actually on I-95 Bumper to Bumper Disco Hits. My hair back then was even frizzier than this.
What year was that, Linda?
I have to tell my age.
No, that's not your age, but what year was that? In the 70s?
I'm not that old.
In the
No,
80s?
it was 80, 83, 84. And then my hair got even bigger. And they were doing like history of FM radio in South
That's
Florida.
where I know you from.
Yeah. Then I did a little stint in country music.
Country.
I'm not smiling here because could you?
Who's the guy on the left with you?
Don't even remember his name. He's a
Oh, God.
DJ there. But listen, I'm wearing a 10-gallon hat and I'm holding pistols.
I was going to say the big hair's like Texas hair. I did that back in the 90s.
Were you on the air with Don Imus?
I was on with Howard Stern.
Stern.
And then here was a South Florida article. Look at my eyes and look at my hair there. I'm
80s.
This was like 90s now. Anyway, thank you for having me back. I haven't been on the air since 2002 in Washington, D.C., and then my hair became straight and manageable.
So your hair dictates the future for you.
Well, basically, I went through a lot of bad hair that was photographed. So, and they say, you get on the radio for radio, so you're not seen. But
I have to tell you, I happen to love your hair.
Yeah, I don't
In
think
those
there's anything wrong with your hair at all.
I think it was fantastic
I'm
hair.
staying with my parents now until I find a
That's
condo.
your parents' hair?
My parents' hair, yeah, and it was shoved under the bed in like memorabilia.
And they give it back to you.
So my mom said before I come, hi Mom, she's like, oh, you're going to Boca. Bring some of your publicity headshots. I'm like, I will, because somebody needs to see this.
There you
That's
go.
fantastic.
Yeah, so she kept all my stuff. Now, I know I don't work for the company, but I've got some people here. I want to do a white elephant gift
Okay.
from Christmas,
Okay.
A white elephant.
meaning it's hideous and
Oh, okay.
I
Never
think
heard
you
of
just
that.
pay it forward.
You ever heard of white elephant?
Yes.
Huh?
The game?
Oh, we'll take it easy there, Captain.
Oh, look at that.
this was given to me.
Very
That
cool.
is impressive.
Yeah.
That is a damn
So
shame.
I am white elephant this to whoever will take it.
I think that would look lovely in our bathroom, as a matter of fact, in our
mean
makeup
you're
area.
re-gifting it.
Yes, but when you're
And
in,
the shoe, honestly,
Can we
I
drink out
happen
of
to
the
really
shoe?
like it.
when you're in corporations, okay, you go and you give away your worst
Hey,
gift,
B,
and it's called the white elephant gift.
That's your worst
B,
gift
check
is
this
the best
out.
one I've gotten this
that's
season.
a white elephant gift.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute.
We love that gift.
That's a beautiful gift.
Yes, who is for Dawn? Yes.
That's the best gift I've gotten all
Can
year.
we drink out of that shoe?
All in.
What do you think,
guys-
Dan?
A margarita with a straw.
Whatever you want to do.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful gift.
I'm very intimidated by the shoe, but other than that.
Not me. I'm thinking we fill it with the margarita, put some salt
This
on the
is
rim,
some
and
big shoes
go.
to fill. We had a segment that
I'm-
thing, walk
I'm
in my
waiting on
shoe.
that.
Walk in my shoes.
If you ever have one again, you've now got the shoe to help.
We could
with
do
it.
that. I
A
love
prop.
it.
Props
I love
prove
that.
effective.
That gives
Yeah.
me an idea. Walk
The
in my shoes. is a
soap
giveaway.
and lotion goes into the bathroom, and we're good.
Got a tree in there.
We're gonna what?
When it's used,
put a whole
use it
tree
to
in
grow
there?
Arbor
a
Day.
tree.
You're gonna put a tree in
Day.
there.
Yeah.
Start a tree.
Recycle
Oh, that's
Arbor
a
Day.
good idea.
Okay, so then all right, We were talking about weight loss a lot of times here. I was last heard on Big 106. I followed the Howard Stern show doing middays on Classic Rock here, and that was 97. So I was last in Washington, D.C., came down here. Anyway, but when I was married to my doctor husband, who I had my kids with, divorced now, he's on his third wife, just got divorced. Anyway, I opened up a chain of medical weight loss centers here in Aventura, Boca, and Broward. My hair was almost normal there. Okay.
What is normal? Okay, keep going.
Anyway, but we were doing fen-phen. Who knew that caused leaky heart valves? You only found that out later. So we closed our doors. Luckily, no one sued because everybody was happy. They took a pill, didn't have to go and diet and exercise, and they lost weight. But I felt badly like, oh, wow, it caused leaky heart valves. Who knew? Okay.
Thank God you stopped putting it on the market.
Right. So now I have a product, Mix It Fitness. I designed the logo on a Best Western napkin at Lido Key with a Mai Tai.
It's still there.
So, yeah. Anyhow, so I brought a prototype if anybody wants to try it, if you're feeling anxious or depressed. It is water soluble, and you can mix it in any beverage or on top of cereal, fruit, granola.
You should have left the leaky heart thing out.
Right, I was
just saying. Because I'm a little nervous now.
There's no fen-phen in this.
She said that was way back in the day.
Yeah,
Yours, that
this
was
is
a long time ago.
organic and all
Can
natural.
a Puerto Rican eat that?
holistic. Huh?
Can a Puerto Rican eat that?
Well, you're not supposed to put it on coquino or
Coquino. Coquino. Coquito. Yes.
Whatever your drink is was delicious, but it's not recommended.
And what's
to
it
be.
taste like?
Powdered sugar.
Okay.
If you want to try it, somebody get a Coca-Cola bottle of water, and I'll let you try a sample.
Does this have sugar in it?
This is the interesting thing. I'm going to tell you the health benefits. This was designed in 1929 by a psychiatrist. This is before they had antidepressants. It is vitamin B8, inositol. Vitamin B8 is often overlooked. You've got your B12s, your B6s. In order to get the health benefits of inositol, B8, you'd have to eat your body weight in cantaloupe, oranges, nuts, and grains every day.
Jeez.
So in 1929, the psychiatrist put out, well, he didn't put it out and didn't market it as fancy as I do, right? But he put out this vitamin B8 inositol. What it does is helps with anxiety and depression. You can feel it working within 15 minutes. Now, it's not like smoking pot or anything because it's a vitamin, it's a supplement. But like it worked on my mom, she's 85. Within 15 minutes, she thought she took she always butchers the word ibuprofen. Boy, that ibuprofen really worked. And I'm like, Mom.
Well, what does it do? Remove anxiety,
Yes.
pain, things like that?
And it
What's
also
in that stuff?
removes fat from your organs if you're looking for weight loss. You urinate the fat out. It helps with stabilizing the diabetic sugars.
Really?
So it helps with people that are
What's in it?
B8. It's B8.
That's it?
That's it. 100%
How much of that you have
inositol.
to drink? A whole 16 ounces?
No, okay. So 100% inositol.
And how do people get it?
Okay. And by the way, I give it with a scoop. Okay.
It comes with a scoop.
Scoop in my package, and also a postcard on it on how to do it. It also helps with men hair growth. No, I'm sorry that I pointed
It's
at
a
you.
little too late. But okay.
She
Thank
planned
you for
that.
playing anyway.
You can rub it on like a whole massage.
He has good hair.
Okay, it helps with insomnia and women with PCOS, polycystic ovarian, to help get pregnant. But if you're not wanting to get pregnant, it's not going to help
Thank
you. Yeah.
That's good.
Anyway, okay, you can get it on email right now because I've got to get my website redone because I just moved from Orlando. kinesisenergy@yahoo.com. K-I-N, at highest form of energy. Kinesis, KINESISENERGY at yahoo.com. My radio name was Linda Energy, so that's why Kinesis. That's
You'll
it.
have to give it a try.
Yeah, I'll give you guys all a try here.
Oh, baby.
If you want to try it. I'm not saying you're
Linda,
depressed. or anything.
welcome to the show.
Thank you for joining us
having
on the
me.
show.
Thank you.
And thank you, as always, happy belated birthday, Tiffany. Happy birthday coming up, everyone.
I got a birthday coming up, too.
Yeah, you and me both. I was thinking
In
about that
March.
today. I went, man, I can't believe it.
I'm
We got
depressed.
a ways to
Now
go.
I'm depressed.
Happy
I need
20
to get that shoe.
Happy 2020, everybody. We're going into this new year. Forget the resolutions. I'm saying we go with commitments.
Commitment.
And with the commitments to pay it forward and repair the world, we will
Make
get
an
those
impact.
inner resolutions.
Just get it done, baby.
Give Ann a call. Contact Ann. She can be hired for corporate speaking, for trainings, for online, for personal, for finding your purpose and getting through life's inner struggles.
Amen.
And soon
I'm
to
into
come.
that.
And
to
soon,
better 2020@gmail.com.
and
soon
soon,
what?
and soon coming to a venue near you. We'll let you know.
To a warehouse near you.
Good to better 2020@gmail.com. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Be kind to each other right here at our new studio.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff, your branding specialist with Promo Stuff For You. So we're entering the new year. By now everybody has gotten their corporate gift, so this time of year generally is quiet with the exception of marketing departments trying to figure out what they're going to do for 2020. So it's really important that a company figures out and does proper planning throughout the year as to what type of marketing they want to do. At Promo Stuff For You, I love being able to sit down with a client and figuring exactly what they want to do, when they want to do it, and time it with the various events that they might have coming up.
Hey, I'm Tony Twyman, creator of the Reboot Wellness Cruise 2020. I invite you to join us as we set sail on the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line's Grand Classica, January 18th through the 20th, for 2 days filled with active lifestyle, healthy nutrition, and virtual wellness. The goal is to get you to experience a vibrational spiritual shift by helping you develop internal balance, sustainable alignment, community, and execution for a healthy, happy life. Walls become doors and mountains move when you understand what you can accomplish. Call 954-998-3284 for more information or visit rebootcruise.com. Join our community by sailing with us to experience a new decade, new you. Again, 954-998-3284 or visit rebootcruise.com. Come sail with us.